Hello and welcome to the Better in Business podcast. In today's episode, I'd like to give you an update on what's happening at betterinbusiness.global in terms of how we can help you to do better in business. So I'll keep it really short and sweet, but I am going to give you some stuff that really can help you. And it doesn't matter whether you are a solopreneur or you're an entrepreneur with team. It doesn't matter what your budget is. Okay, so this is what I'm excited about as well, because I really want to be able to help entrepreneurs at every level. I'm going to dive into how AI is making that a little bit easier. And look, a lot of things in the tech landscape generally, as I'll dive into, are going to make this easier. So no matter where you're at, I'd really like you to just give me a little bit of time, maybe while you're driving, in order for me to tell you that we can help you and how we're going to do that together at the betterinbusiness.global platform. So how about we jump into the episode and get stuck into that? You've tuned into the Better in Business podcast, and I'm your host, Jeannie Savage. I'm a multi-award winning business veteran and head of the Strategic Bookkeeper Network. My network of strategic bookkeepers is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs do better in business. This podcast aims to challenge your thinking. If you're not thinking the right way, how can you act the right way? Each episode will dive into key drivers of success, which I also call the rules of the game. Learn the rules and play to win. Let's go. I like to start every episode by reminding you that it is globally recognized that pillar number one for success is up-to-date, accurate bookkeeping, which is the only way you can see how your business is performing in terms of profit and cash. If your books aren't right up to date, visit betterinbusiness.global, drop me a line, and I'll connect you with a certified strategic bookkeeper. Fire your bookkeeper and hire a strategic bookkeeper. Bookkeeping is a cost, whereas strategic bookkeeping is an investment that averages a 10x return on the fees. Okay, my good listeners, let's jump in. So, as we get into this podcast, I thought it might be nice just to set the scene with where I'm at. And so I'm going to jump into that now. So, as I record this podcast episode, it is a Friday morning. It's coming up to about 10 a.m. here on the beautiful Gold Coast. It is a glorious day. It's hot, just like I like it. And I have just put some seafood chowder on the stove. So I took a little 20-minute break to get that cracking, so my partner and I can have it before we head to Brisbane for the night. We can have a beautiful lunch. I'm very fussy about food. Health is probably my number one hobby. And so I've done that. So why am I telling you all this? Well, number one, I think it's nice to know a little about your host. Number two, your host, yours truly, is I absolutely have achieved a lifestyle business or a couple of lifestyle businesses. So I have got Cloud9 Strategic. So that is my bookkeeping practice where we do strategic bookkeeping. So we do bookkeeping, strategic bookkeeping, which is so bookkeeping is numbers 101. That's getting you up to date and accurate. That is absolutely, as you hear in my intro, pillar one for success. Strategic bookkeeping is where we go beyond the numbers and investigate them with you. And that's where we get really quick, easy wins. Okay. You need to be accountable to your numbers. I won't go into that a lot now, but basically, successful entrepreneurs are accountable to their numbers and they make decisions based around those numbers. Okay. And you can't glean those from your bank account. And we also do end-to-end business coaching. Okay. I have a right hand, Joe McMahon, that heads all of that up. These days, Cloud9 Strategic, the work that I do is just very high-end business coaching. I have taken entrepreneurs from the brink of bankruptcy to 7 figures in 6 months, and I'm quite selective with who I work with, but that's what we do over there. So that particular business gives me a nice 6-figure income, and without me having to really work in it very much at all. Like, I've scaled that. And I'll tell you about my other business briefly in a minute. But basically, with Cloud9 Strategic, so I've had that for 15 years now. I tend to call my first 5 years my fuck up years, okay? And but after 5 years, at around the 6 year mark, I did successfully scale it into a lifestyle business. Great timing, because I can tell you right now, I needed a break. I needed a break because I was going through divorce and I had a special needs child and I'd been really sick from stress. And you might be listening to this and think, I can relate to this. Okay. Whether you're a dad or a mom or a grandma or any of these things, you might be able to relate. Okay. The moral of that story is I've been there, done that. And as it relates to you, when you went into business for yourself, entrepreneurs generally, the things that we want can be narrowed down really to we want income. We want to need income. Okay. Income is oxygen in your business. And without that, you're not going to be able to breathe. Because lots of people will tell you need this and that's great, but ultimately you need income. Like if we think about that business I mentioned that I took from bankruptcy to seven figures, everything was focused on getting them profitable, okay, which I call getting them off life support because they're either going to die or they're going to get well, okay? The second thing that we want is time. Think about why you went into business for yourself. You might say, I wanted to run my own race, I wanted flexibility, I wanted freedom. It all comes down to time wealth. So we want some income wealth, money wealth. Then we want time wealth. And I can tell you, I prioritize my time and put an effort into my time wealth more than money these days. Okay. This week I'm doing what's called a time audit. I'm going to do another podcast on that. But we want income and time. And through getting the income and the time, we get to pursue our life's purpose, and that gives us joy. So I tend to say income, time, purpose, and joy is what we want. That time piece is massive. When you've got the time, like I had the time, so 6 years in, when I scaled into a lifestyle practice and I could take my hands completely off the wheels of my business, or primarily. Then at that time, one of the things that I did, which was amazing, is I took 3 weeks where I jumped on a yacht with a friend and we sailed, just the two of us, from the Gold Coast to the Whitsundays. A lot of the time I just sailed on my own because he was sleeping. He liked to do 24-hour sails, so he might do the night, I might do the day. And the time alone on a yacht on the open ocean with sea life coming up around me, you can say that was one of the best times of my life, coming off the back of 5 years, a few of it really hard in my marriage, ending in my marriage not working, and also the demands of a very difficult special needs child who right now is 14, an absolute bliss. I say to him, you're not ordinary, kid. What are you? And he says, extraordinary. So he's my extraordinary human. But it's safe to say those first 5 years were pretty challenging. So, in terms of the time wealth, I was able to learn to put myself first, to prioritize my physical, mental, and spiritual health, to then be able to show up as my best self for the people I care about. Okay. So, your time wealth is to do with as you please. It's for you to pursue the things that you want to pursue. And that's why, even though I just say income and time is an inch wide and a mile deep. Okay. And purpose, my goodness, we want purpose, we want joy. And that probably leads me just to tell you quickly about my second business. So once I got the income and the time from Cloud9 Strategic, okay, and beautiful purpose, as I realized that a lot of the clients I was serving were dads, okay, when I went down that rabbit hole and when I began to do the coaching, and that's where we really, strategic bookkeeping and coaching is where we get incredible results, okay. So once I started moving from basic bookkeeping to embrace my roots being helping to grow a business from 10 to 100 million. So safe to say I know what I'm doing. So once I embraced my roots and really went beyond basic bookkeeping to strategic bookkeeping, investigating the numbers, and to end-to-end business coaching, the results really become incredible with clients. And what I loved about that, the purpose behind that, was working with a lot of dads And I felt like even if the rest of the family wasn't in the business, to me, this was a family business. And whatever impact I could have on that dad was going to impact the whole family. Okay. So that's been amazing to me. And I tend to say in my own head, my little thing is, I'm saving the world one entrepreneur at a time. So when I was going through a really rough time, what happened is there was a deep desire sparked within me to help other women that might be going through anything similar. And to get really personal, I feel like one day I looked in the mirror and I looked through the mirror and I could see all these women. And we're talking purpose here, okay? Income, time, purpose, and joy. So I dreamed and I mind mapped to create another business called The Strategic Bookkeeper. And these days I help women all over the world. I get messages from Africa, I get messages from Pakistan, I get messages from women and men all over the world. And I have about 100 beautiful people in my membership program. And I get messages with people in tears and I help them. I have beautiful women impact themselves and impact the lives of those they serve. So my reach gets to go beyond Cloud9 Strategic through these amazing women, through to the clients they serve, and that really fills my cup as well. So I have so much income, time, purpose, and joy, which leads me back to why I told you I was making my chowder, because this is what it's about, right? It's about having that time to spend on ourselves, on our loved ones. I'll sit down with my partner. He's so excited that he's looking forward to seafood chowder. He's going to wait till 1 o'clock. We're not going to eat anything. So that's a little bit on me before we dive into what's happening at betterinbusiness.global in order to make things even easier to help you. As I record this, I'm looking at the betterinbusiness.global website, which will drop into the show notes, or you can simply go betterinbusiness.global. Okay. So we have got an academy, we've got a directory, we've got the podcast, obviously, and I'll direct you to a free business toolkit that you can get. And in fact, that's the first thing I'll let you know. So on the betterinbusiness.global website, you can click on business toolkit and you can click grab your free business toolkit, and then I will tell you about what you're going to get. So you're going to get access to a range of free resources, and I recommend that you use them all. Okay. Now, I'm massive on helping every entrepreneur to actually take action no matter where you're at. Okay. I love to help busy multitasking parents. And if that's you, I want to tell you, even if you feel like you don't have a minute spare now, if you're committed to succeeding, and succeeding means succeeding in all those areas. So learning to master your mindset, become massively productive, and then get the mechanics right. Okay, so let's just briefly go over those for a second. So mastering that mindset, that attitude. I love to say attitude, gratitude, patience. These are three things we need in business and life. And I remind myself every day of the week, but especially when it gets tough. Even in my life, in my relationship, I say, Jeannie, attitude, gratitude, patience. Easier said than done, I can tell you. But your mindset, which includes your attitude, is the first thing you need to get right. And I've got so much I can help you with there. Okay. But you need to tell me, I need help, Jeannie. Okay. And we're going to dive into that in a second. Beyond mindset, you must commit to becoming a highly productive human. So if you feel like I've got no time, I feel like a hamster on a wheel, busy, 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 going nowhere, my business dream is not stacking up to reality, it's more like a nightmare, and so on, or you're somewhere in between, guess what? I can help you become a highly productive human if you'll let me. The tribe and I, my network of strategic bookkeepers globally, can help you do better in business by becoming a highly productive human, by mastering your mindset, if you will let us. Okay. No matter what your budget, no matter what your time, wealth, or lack thereof is. Okay. And these are two things that you do need to master, as well as, and maybe before, being able to learn and apply the mechanics of what's going to help you to thrive. Okay. Because as entrepreneurs, we make the mistake of thinking it's just the mechanics. Like, tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. Oh, how I wish it was that easy. For example, to put it really simply, if you've got no time, you can't learn and apply the mechanics, okay? So I promise you, trust me now and believe me later, think about the results I've got in my own life and the lives of my clients. I can help you with this, and I'm passionate about that being to rinse and repeat at any budget, okay? So I'll dive into that in a minute. So your business toolkit's going to have the 7 Deadly Cash Flow Sins ebook in there. It's going to have a link to the podcast, so you've got it all in one place. Because once you grab this, you're going to be able to access it via an app. How cool is that? So you're going to be able to get the Kajabi app. That's Kajabi. Kajabi is the world's best course platform. So this is it's like wrapped up in a little course for you. So you grab the Kajabi app, you can go to that anytime, and it's going to give you this ebook. It's going to give you, and that's a really fast how-to guide, how to fix your cash flow woes, step by step. And then link to the podcast, it's going to give you a business health check so you can diagnose exactly where you're at in business. So that is going to ask you a whole lot of questions, and that is going to ask you all those questions, and then you're going to be able to score yourself to kind of go, okay, looks like I'm weak in that area, looks like I'm strong in that area. And the weaker you are, the more opportunity there is to do better in business. So don't let that get you down. Celebrate that you actually opened the business health check and did it. Okay, so promise me now that where you see the areas you're weak, I do not want to hear, oh goodness, how am I ever going to get there? Here's what I want to hear. I went in, I got your business toolkit, I took action, and I did the health check. Yay, I'm winning, I'm taking action. Because just like if you were here on the Gold Coast with me and you wanted to drive to Byron Bay, if you get in the car, step 1. If you start driving, step 2, every kilometre that you drive will take you closer to Byron. And even if the car breaks down, even if things go wrong, if you commit to keep going, you're going to get to Byron Bay. Guess what? Success is like that. Just like Edison didn't fail, he just kept going. So what do we know about Edison? He invented the light bulb. So if you keep going, mindset. If you take a no-fail approach, remember I said a minute ago, mindset first. Part of mindset is not failing, winning or learning. So if you keep going, you'll get there. So in your business toolkit, you're going to have a now future analysis. Really simple, actually only takes a few minutes to do, but my clients tell me they absolutely love it and it gives them lots of clarity. And then the very last thing, and my favorite thing, is you're going to be able to book a results call with a strategic bookkeeper who is certified under me, under my wing, part of my family, certified under me, and they're going to give you a free results call to answer any questions you have and just have a look at the results of your health check and your now future analysis, and free of charge, they are going to give you direction. Now, if you have received this podcast via email from a strategic bookkeeper, whether that's someone you're using, someone who happens to be someone you've interacted before, therefore they've sent you an email or they've dropped it into their Facebook page or their Facebook group, then I want you to organize that results call through them. Or when you contact me, I want you to tell me, and there'll be some stuff there to tell us, I want you to tell me, this is who my strategic bookkeeper is, and I'll organize it for you. The team and I will organize it for you, okay? So that's what's in your book business toolkit. And the first thing that I wanted to let you know about what's happening at betterinbusiness.global to serve you. The second thing, quick and easy, I will let you know that our directory version 1 is finally up. So in the Better in Business directory, you're going to see our certified strategic bookkeepers by country. At the moment, the only postcode search or state search is Australia. We don't have, because we have more in Australia, but we've got them in Canada and the USA at the moment. We will have more certified strategic bookkeepers coming through the UK and New Zealand and so on. at this moment, the certified strategic bookkeepers under my wing in the family are Australia, Canada, and the USA. So if you are looking for someone in our directory, please feel free to go to the directory and search. Now, if you are an entrepreneur that needs someone in another area like New Zealand, please drop me a line. Okay, so we can encourage bookkeepers in your country to become certified strategic bookkeepers so they can support you with all the tools and resources and methodologies that I've created over the years that have got the incredible results that I've got. So now the next thing that I'll draw your attention to for betterinbusiness.global to help you is our academy, but I'm going to make it so simple. So inside our academy, we've got lots of amazing stuff to help you do better in business. However, I don't need to tell you about what's in there because what's in there is actually not nearly as important as letting you know that whatever you need, we can serve up for you in the following manner. And I'm excited about tech in the landscape because it's tech in the landscape that allows us to really scale helping you. Okay, so in the, let's call it the olden days, right? 5 minutes ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, think about where coaching has come from. Years and years ago, coaching was exclusively a 1 hour phone call once a month, fortnight, or week. And that was it. You didn't have anything else. The rest of the time, you were kind of off on your own, and your coach might have said, you can call me anytime. Okay. These days, with tech the way it is, when you engage a business coach, if that business coach is really smart and really committed to helping you 24/7, they'll give you easy to use resources that you'll be able to draw on to use 24/7 anytime to help you to do better in business and get much more access to them. All right, much because the access can be via these amazing resources. That's exactly what we do. Now, here's what I want to tell you about how we can help you with any problem that you're having, and let's dive into what those problems might be. So whether you are a trade service, a professional service, a health service, whatever business you are in, okay, any industry, some of the problems you might be facing is it might be, I'm feeling like I am not making enough revenue. So the revenue's there, but the profit isn't. Okay, I've seen that over and over again. That's really, really common. It looks like the revenue's there, it looks like the profit's there, but the cash isn't. Or I'm really busy and the revenue and the cash and the profit's there, but I've got no time and I hate what I do. Okay, or I've got no time, I'm not productive, I need help. I want to recruit team, but I don't know where to start. Okay, so whatever problem you're having, not enough money, not enough time, not enough joy, whatever problem you're having, we can solve it at betterinbusiness.global. And no matter what your budget, we can solve it by either helping you done for you. Okay, so if you're like me and your time is really precious, let's say your budget is higher than someone else's, and I call this, I've got the money, but I don't have or want to invest the time. Done for you is perfect for you. Okay. So I like a lot of done for you. So level, and that's where you say, look, again, I don't want to invest the time. I want you to show me the done for you options and the investment attached to those. Then maybe you want to know level 2 and 3 as well, which is done with you and DIY. Okay. So again, no matter whether you need more income, time, purpose, or joy, we can help you with one of these options depending on your budget and your time wealth. So done for you, done with you, and DIY. Now, an example of done with you and why you sometimes elect to choose that, I'll tell you a story of a done with you I'm doing right now. So I'm always engaged with amazing coaches and programs, and I'm generally choosing either done with you or done for you myself. Okay, so I'll give you two examples. So a while ago, we decided we really wanted to get into summits. So we invested in a program called Summit in a Box. Okay, you can check it out. There's even a podcast called the Summit Hangout Podcast. Highly recommend it. Now, I think that might have cost us about maybe 10,000 Australian dollars. And it's like a done with you. So there's a lot of DIY elements, all right? And I have a beautiful boutique team. So that's all handed over to a specific member of my team. However, other people that engage in Summit in a Box, it's just them. Maybe they've got a VA a few hours a week, but they'll be doing it all themselves with the help of Summit in a Box, right? So the done with you element is there's lots of coaching and support and Q&A from Summit in a Box. So you're bringing Summit in a Box in as part of your team, but you're doing it yourself. And that's like a done with you, okay? The Strategic Bookkeeper Transformation Program where I serve bookkeepers is a done with you. It's a high touch done with you program. The other story I wanted to tell you is that recently we decided that we wanted to really go full steam ahead and scale the strategic bookkeeper using artificial intelligence. So we engaged AI Her Way. Love them. And that's a very much done with you. And they actually recommended the done with you. Okay. They do a lot of done for you, but they said, look, you savvy ladies over at the strategic bookkeeper have got your standard operating procedures nailed. And I think bringing the intelligence into your business would serve you. So if we do a done with you, we're going to transfer a lot of intelligence to your team members, and then you're going to be able to move forward doing a lot more by yourselves, which is going to save money, but it's also going to give you that really fast ability to do a lot of things yourself in the future. And then what we'll look to from AI Her Way, for example, is some ongoing support to make sure that they're always there for us. And that's an example of done with you. Okay, so probably my favorite is done with you. All right, right now I'm also looking at like a LinkedIn coach that will do some done with you as well, working with one of my team. So the DIY version in a nutshell is where you get like courses and resources where you simply pick them up and you use them all by yourself. So they are fantastic. They're usually the lowest cost. Done for you tends to have the highest fee attached. All right. It's not a cost, always an investment, because you should be able to use these things to make more money than you spend. But done for you tends to have the highest ticket. Done with you is the level under that in terms of the ticket price, and DIY tends to be the lowest ticket. So no matter where you're at, there are courses and resources. Usually they start from $9 in the DIY space. Okay, I'll say that again. You could begin to solve problems you have one step at a time from $9. An example, the Strategic Bookkeeper, we have a starter membership. It's $59 for 12 months access, and it's mind-blowing. Okay, so that we have a nice little DIY version or DIY product where it's a nice low entry level. Even our books, right? They're DIY and they're really low ticket price that allows bookkeepers, for example, to move the needle. Even our 7 Deadly Cash Flow Sins ebook is $0, and you can use it as a how-to guide to fix your cash flow problems. So that's another update that I wanted to let you know that I'm very passionate about making available DIY, done with you and done for you, coaching courses, resources, programs in order to help you do better in business for any budget. So starting from zero, like if I go back to my website, like the business toolkit, $0, but really high value. And then going from there, every budget, DIY, done with you, for you, every budget, every time, wealth, situation, zero time, lots of time, anywhere in between. Okay, so now I'm going to talk action, what I'd like from you in order to help you. So what I'd like is for you to get in touch. I'd like you to get in touch and let me know what help you need and where you're at. So you might say, I listened to your podcast and I feel like I need DIY help because I don't want to spend much money right now. Or I listened to your podcast and I just really like to get a complimentary consultation so that one of your strategic bookkeepers can understand my needs and then present me with options around done for you, done with you DIY. Or, hi Jeannie, here's my really big problem right now. How can you solve it with one of these options? Okay, so when you get in touch with me, you've got the option of either sending me an email, but if you're anything like me, I don't like typing. So if you'd rather, you can send me a voice clip. So there are lots of text you can use. I personally use one called v.io, but probably an easier free one is called otter.io. So that's OTTER.io. The tech's really improved, and so I'm happy to recommend that. Now, you can get the Otter, you can use it on your mobile phone or your computer. So let's say you get otter.io on your phone. You can just hit record and record an audio clip. If you're going to share it with me, the only thing is you need to just change the share settings to say anyone can access it. Okay, but if you send it to me via email, hello@betterinbusiness.global, and I can't access it, I'll just let you know. You're welcome to type an email to me. But the amazing thing about voice clips is that you can just brain dump, download, tell me anything, and then we can take step, and it saves you tons of time. So I'll circle back to early in this podcast episode where I said in order to succeed, you need to master your mindset. You need to become a highly productive human. And then I promise you, learning and implementing the mechanics that drive your success will be so much easier. So, foundation of your house. And right now, I'm giving you a productivity tip. I said to an entrepreneur recently, I would love for you to spend a month challenging yourself to not type at all, because I barely type at all. I don't really type. I use all the voice functions of every document, everything. I use voice clips. I even have a special little like Chrome add-on from a guy in a developing country that I gave him. I don't know, he charges you not very much. And if I can't voice type, let's say in Canva, I use that add-on because voice typing is such a time saver. And I get 10 times more done in my day and my week than other people. And I can tell you, this is all something we can teach you step by step. So that's a little challenge. You might want to send me a voice clip. You might want to kick it old school and just send me a regular email. You might send me something that just says help. Book me in for a free consultation and we'll take care of that for you. So go ahead, please, and go to betterinbusiness.global, grab your business toolkit, take advantage of it, because if you do nothing will change. Okay, so just reserve even 15 minutes a day to take action. All right, go ahead and grab that. And I would just so love it if you would send me that email to say anything that we just covered off then, and I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I enjoyed recording it. I would love to help you start doing better in business right now by giving you a free little ebook. It's a how-to guide. It's called The 7 Deadly Cash Flow Sins. And also I've developed a business health check for you. It's super high value. Both are available at betterinbusiness.global. If you would like to fire your bookkeeper and hire a strategic bookkeeper to start enjoying a return on investment and get the support you need to optimize your business cash and profit and time wealth, simply visit betterinbusiness.global, drop me a line and I'll connect you with a certified strategic bookkeeper near you. I'll see you in the next episode.